Welcome back to this 11th session, I think, of Hereticus, our Warhammer 40,000 Dark Heresy campaign. And we might as well... Oh, so we're one player short today. So Aya had some real-life commitments. And that's the stuff that happens. Anyway, what happened last time we played? It's been a while.
Somebody threw a grenade on our heads.
Yes, someone. Yes. That's
yes.
There we also killed some people.
Yes.
that does sum it up.
And we took a black triangle out of the mouth of a woman, and then we killed the woman.
Yes. She basically combusted.
Yes.
Yes. Poor thing. Mm-hmm. that is it really in very broad strokes, but yes.
Yes, we raided a club. We killed some people. We searched and found a hole which smelled of rotten, fetid things. Found this old woman, plucked the artifact out. Some people got some corruption, though.
Yes,
others.
I did.
Yes, and so did Medea. More than I think anyone was expecting.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be putting it very mildly. She certainly got hit hard.
Yes.
So basically, Medea may need to spend a couple of weeks or months.
Yes, maybe with that much. People have been executed for less than that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they have.
But either way, yes. The last we left off, we were preparing to head out. We got to the entrance to this small, muddy, smelly corridor. And some cherub-faced bastard decided to make our day just a bit more miserable by dropping a fragmentation grenade down.
Yes.
Thankfully, it was Accolon and Francesca. Francesca at the very front, and she took most of the blast, so that our other two didn't. But Accolon, who was right behind, despite having flak armor on, did take some of the blast and took a bit of damage. And I believe we were all. I believe he was actually stunned, or actually, if we start combat, I do believe Accolon will not actually be able to fight in the coming turn.
Oh, he did. He took that much damage, did he?
I can't remember. Possibly, yes. It was because the blast took more than his toughness bonus.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
He's stunned. And even so, that basically means that because now the corridor behind is so narrow, it means that it means that Timmy, who's behind, is not necessarily in a position to.
Well, he might be able to stick his. He might be able to sneak the barrel of his rifle over your shoulder or something and still take a shot.
I'm sure I can use the shoulder as a means to steady my rifle.
Yes.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yes.
But yes, it's a
You
good.
don't need your hearing, do you?
Hey, if it's a las rifle, it's not too big of an issue. All they do is go.
Yep.
Yes, but basically, it's a good thing that Sis Frankie is at the front taking.
Sis Frankie now.
Jesus Christ!
No, God Emperor, or at least Sanguinius, if we're going to go for the.
Good thing we're not listening. She's not listening.
I'm sure.
Yes.
Anyway, she's at the front. She's got the big gun, the big flamer, which will do wonderful things to the enemies who think to drop fragmentation grenades on our heads.
Yes.
Yes, and also, as far as I recall, she was actually. She was the one who opened the hatch. And looked up into the face of this asshole.
No, you didn't quite ascend the shaft yet.
Right.
You're still standing down at the
excellent.
bottom of the shaft.
In that case, that's why you have a heavy flamer, because point it upwards and just let rip.
Yeah.
Nothing else that should really make him want to not be near the opening at the top. But I'm sure we'll get to that in just a second.
Yes, because if that's her intention, then we might as well roll some initiative and see if she actually does get the drop on these people.
Let's.
What a situation to find ourselves in, one player short.
Can't be helped.
No, it can't. And I imagine that Medea will play the part of every soldier in every Call of Duty game so far that isn't the player basically running around shooting and not really hitting anything.
I was about to say she's now taking up the vital role of meat shield.
Yes.
I was actually thinking that, considering how obscene amounts of corruption she took last time, I would imagine there's a pretty good chance that she's basically leaning against a wall, blinking and trying to get the horrible thoughts out of her head. Because that much corruption would normally make people see things and hear things that aren't actually there. Or
Very
maybe
true.
they are.
Maybe they are. But yes. So I've placed one of these fancy combat pads in roll 20. So you
One
can
of our
type in
wonderful things here, yes.
Yes. And I'll just set up the... No, there's no initiative order. You'll have to type your initiative. That's right.
Yep.
Just like we always do.
Indeed.
Remind me what bonus I add. It's 1d10 plus
Your agility bonus.
agility bonus.
Yes.
Actually spell out what that bonus is.
It's the whole tens of your agility.
Yes, rounded down.
No, the whole tens.
Oh,
So if you have 39, it's a 3. If you have 40, it's 4.
Yes.
yes. I don't do this often enough to remember.
It's all good.
Hey, look at that. We're good. We're good here. Except Heine's even better.
Yep.
This is pretty ridiculous, actually. 2 at 14. Okay.
I love it. It's terrible. I love it.
Nah, it's fine.
Yeah, that's funny.
Wait a second. No, we're not. I'm just looking something up in a hurry here, Heine, because I believe I can spend a fate point to get some extra initiative. Or is it no? That's not how it works. It works as if you had rolled a 10. So never mind.
You've already rolled a 10 thing. Yep. Either way, these two other combatants are going to be quite quick on the draw.
Yep. Well, Tim is faster.
Yes, because Tim is awesome.
Oh, why did I
Yes,
say
he
14?
is.
I'm not
Thank
14.
you so much for pointing that out.
There we go.
Just if you could just kill the two of them with one bullet, that'd be great.
You know, if I could get the weapons I use in Warframe, I could just have a weapon with high puncture, and the shot would just shoot a nail through both of their heads.
Yeah.
With one
Sadly.
shot.
Not the right world.
Also, that's a machine gun thing, so it makes a hell of a lot of noise. Not so good for a sniper.
Nope.
What's the size of the text we're using?
22.
22, thank
Oh,
you.
I use 26.
Yeah, 26. 22, 26.
I use 16.
Yes.
Because I'm modest like that.
As long as we can see the text.
22 for everyone except for the one with the highest initiative. That's 26.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, clearly.
Okay, so Accolon, yoink. Cool. So, what does Tim want to do? So, basically what Tim registers is that a grenade has been thrown down the shaft and exploded, damaging Accolon and not really doing anything to Sis Frankie.
I are going to be very unhappy with that in a very short order. You have been warned.
Okay.
Fair enough. It's just silly. But yeah, and that's really all Tim knows. He's standing in a position where he can't quite look up the shaft and see what's going on up there.
So I don't remember if I said I drew my pistol last time or if I said I drew my rifle.
You can just choose. It's okay.
Well, then in that case it's the rifle. So I'm guessing I can't do as we earlier discussed?
Well, you can. Well, let's see. You wanted to put the rifle on the shoulder of Akalon. Okay,
Yes,
I have to let in a cat. 2 seconds.
Yeah, of course.
Don't let it throw grenades at you.
That would be one very, very serious cat.
Mm.
But a very problematic kitty cat.
That just means to stun him so it can get away.
I was.
It wants to get in, not get away.
Mm-hmm.
Wants to get away as soon as it's in the door.
Oh, right. Of course, because it's a cat and therefore an asshole.
I am back.
Welcome back.
So you wanted to put rest your rifle on the shoulder of Akalon and get a shot off. I suppose
Yes,
you could do that.
And I just realized how much that would look like me using him as a meat shield. I don't think I mind.
Fair.
I do have some flak protection, so I'm not completely a meat shield.
True.
Okay, a flat.
Yes.
Flaky
Alright.
meat shield. Anyway, but yeah, you can't get a shot off. You see that babyface mask layering at the top of the shaft.
Okay. So could that be an aim action and then can I shoot also, or do I just have enough action to shoot?
Well, you can absolutely do an aim action, a half aim action, and then
Yes,
to
half
plus
aim action to shoot, and
Yes.
I once again have forgotten what that gives me. Is it a
How
plus
how
10?
far is it? Is it 20 foot up there, right?
No, it's I think 50 or 40 meters. I can't quite remember.
Oh, is it that far? Okay.
Yes.
no problem.
You would have to, if you want to make sure to hit his head, you'd have to make a cold shot, even if that's
Of course.
so yeah.
Yes, so the aim action gives me plus 10 and my
Plus 10.
weapon is accurate, so I get
Yes.
plus 10 and then I take minus 10 for trying to shoot him in the head.
Yes.
So I'll add a modifier of 10.
Remember what happened last time? We kept going for headshots. Well, this time it's better.
That?
Oh,
That's
that
not-
is nice. That's 11, which means that you hit. That should be the left arm. Right?
well,
Well, it's a
he
cold
did a cold
shot.
shot, so he hits the
Ah,
head.
he hits the head.
Yes.
Excellent.
With 4.8 success.
Yes.
That's
Let's see
nice.
some damage.
I rolled an 11 if that's relevant.
No, it isn't
No, that
really.
was what I was looking up for the
Yeah.
hit location because I
Yeah.
was
It's, yeah, it's because crits are on damage, that's true.
Yes, crits round damage. Let's get that 10. Yes.
There you
Yes.
go.
Yeah.
hey potential
So
for
you
potential
try
for,
you try another attack and see if
Yes.
if
see if you hit again.
Is that also with the plus 5 or just another d10?
let's it's a regular attack just like you
Yeah, it's
you
basic.
just did.
Yeah.
Oh, an attack.
Yes.
Not a
Yeah,
damage
you,
roll.
you
Okay.
roll
Oh, no.
to, you roll to confirm by seeing if you can hit a second time. If you
Yes.
hit a second time, then you roll further damage. If you
Yes.
roll a 10 again, then you just keep rolling damage.
Yes.
Okay. It's, I assume, with the same modifiers as before.
Yes. Let's just go with that. Yes.
Very
So-
nice.
So you keep
Let's
rolling
get another-
damage.
Let's get another 10 so you take his head off, shall we?
No. Well,
Oh,
almost.
nearly.
Almost.
So that's 29 points of damage.
So his head no longer exists. It explodes, or rather it doesn't because it's a last weapon. So actually it does still
There's
exist, but
just-
there's a nice big hole in it.
Yes.
And
Already cauterized.
yes.
I think Tim pats Akalon on the other shoulder and says, "Thanks for lending me your shoulder, buddy."
So not enough of this babyface ganger is exposed. So he just slumps down on the ground up on the cantina, his head lolling. He's dead. He's very, very dead.
Excellent shot, Tim.
Well, some credit has to go to Akalon. He stood reliably still.
Comment
Yes.
comment of the week. Comment of the week, I swear.
That has to be a thing.
Agamemnon
in the game.
is still in quite a bit of pain from the shrapnel
Yep.
stuck in him.
Yep.
Oh, that was so good.
Feel free to
So,
stand in the front of another grenade for me anytime, Akamon.
Oh my
so you do hear some kind of commotion up in the cantina. You can't see anything, of course, but you do hear some commotion. Francesca, what do you do?
Well, if it's that far up, then her flamer is useless, but that's fine because, she does have a bolter. Not a heavy bolter, as you mentioned in your recap, but an ordinary bolter.
Oh, did I say heavy bolter?
Yes, you
Oh.
actually, in the... she's not carrying two heavy weapons.
No,
That's
no, no.
going a wee bit too far.
Fair enough.
But no, she does take a pot shot at the gits at the top of the what is it called? At the top of the shaft.
Well,
the other one?
the thing is, he's already dead. You can only see the dead guy.
Oh, you can only see the dead
other
guy.
ones aren't visible. You can hear commotion coming up from the cantina, but you can't see them.
Well, in that case, I start climbing up as quickly as I can.
Well, so the thing is with climb checks, because I looked that up, and we need a climb test, of course.
I mean, there's a ladder.
Yeah,
isn't there?
that's true. That's true. It's a silly thing, really.
I mean, we use the ladder to get down.
Yeah. Never mind the climb test thing. So okay, so you start climbing. Of course, you can't climb 50 meters in.
Of course not.
But let's say it takes you 2 rounds to get up there.
Yeah, certainly.
Cool. So you start climbing.
Actually, let me take a look here.
Yep.
Oh, because we have a movement speed here after all, and considering that I'm going to be moving as fast as I can, and she does have power armor to help power her muscles for this.
Yes.
Her full move is 6. I would say she's charging up this thing. That's 9.
Okay.
Her movement of 9. So that would take her 6 turns to get up.
Yes. Okay. Cool. That makes perfect sense.
That's a while.
Yeah, it is. But turns on it's a matter of seconds.
Well, you said 40 to 50 meters. How
Yes.
far?
Let's say 40 meters.
All right. In that case, it's 5 turns for me to get up.
Either way, it would behoove the rest of us to stay down here and make sure no one else tries to attack her while she makes her way up, because at least when she's up there, then she can do all kinds of wonderful, evil things to them.
You read my mind, shoulder buddy.
Will you
Shoulder
quiet?
buddy. I love that. That is so good.
So okay, so Francesca continues to hear commotion upstairs, up on in the cantina.
Of course.
She still can't see anything, but they're doing something up there.
I'm kind of guessing that they're either booby-trapping it or setting fire to it, so that when we get up there, we're all going to be, oh no, we're going to burn. Well, the other guys might. I'm not in that much trouble, but
No.
I'll just walk out of there. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm guessing anyway.
Yep. Akalon, what do you do? Do you do anything? No, you're stunned. So
Yeah, I sit there drooling.
okay. So top of the round is Timo. What does Timo do?
Well, that first and foremost. No. Well, Drulo is kind of in the way, I imagine.
Well, you can squeeze past him.
Are you
that
sure?
case-
Are you sure it's not Drulio?
Are you
Hey.
quite certain you want to piss off the guy who can do what he can with his mind?
Yeah, you've already taken damage. How many headshots could it take?
I'm not gonna... Let's find out.
No, thank you. Oh, well, in that case, Tim pushes his way past. And says upwards, want me to cover you or should I come with you?
Cover.
In that case, he aims up.
Okay. Making sure that no one sticks their head out and okay, cool. So more commotion, Sister Francesca.
As I said, I'll keep climbing until I'm up. There's no point in anything else. So
No,
it'll
that's
probably be a number of rounds where they either continue with the commotion or whatever.
Yes.
But I'm just going to keep climbing until I get up there. So unless one of them sticks his face into the shaft for Tim to blast off, I kind of imagine that we should just sort of fast forward until we get to the point where I get up there and can see what happens.
Yeah, that's a good. So Tim and Akalon, you're not going. So what is Akalon going to do now that he's no longer stunned?
Curse.
Yeah, he can start climbing up probably.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Okay, cool. Okay.
So he was only stunned for a round, right?
Yep,
so he would be is it 1 or 2 rounds after me? I start climbing up the round that he is stunned, so he would be one round behind
one round.
me.
Yeah, 1 round.
Just checking my movement.
That was one outstanding shot to start the day with, Rasmus.
Let's hope I can keep it up.
Yes, and imagine what you can do with some hotshot.
Yeah, if we
That
can,
is mine. One.
that is going to be so nice. Or if you find some kind of, I don't know, archaeotech rifle at some point, because Heine has done that in a previous game in a different system.
Yes. Yes.
All we need is a sniper rifle that bounces the bullet from the first headshot into the other guy next to him.
I think that might be asking a little too much, but yeah, he might end up with something along the lines of the golden rifle that my marksman had way back when. Anyway.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
You never know. Stranger things.
Top of the round.
Yes, top of the round, and I will, like you said, we'll fast forward, and because we fast forward, I need to check on some rules real quick.
La 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 la.
Oh God.
What?
Indeed.
Can't be that bad.
Nah, it's fine.
So I do have one question, Sister Francesca.
Yes.
You do you have any of your holy thingies activated or not?
Yes, she's still she's got that thing that she started down in the with the woman, which made her burn. But no, I stopped that because otherwise I would have hurt. That's right, and we even acknowledged that it had to be stopped because otherwise she would have hurt Akalon going back. Because it's the one that literally burns Psychers.
Okay.
So nope, she does in fact not have any of her holy thingamabob going at this point.
Okay.
You should call them Bob Powers.
Bob Powers. No.
I like that it sounded for a moment like you seriously considered it.
No comments.
Why can't I find the thing I want to find? That's rather annoying. There it is.
I have to say, I don't know.
No, you really don't. Because you don't know what I'm looking at.
Exactly.
Is it Bob?
It's not Bob. No, it's not Bob.
Oh.
Bob.
Oh, be quiet. Okay.
Okay, and that takes care of that. Now I just need to. So, Akalon, do you remember how psychic tests work?
I need to roll. Depends on the type of psychic test, but I need to roll a number of dice equal to my psi rating plus my willpower bonus. It needs to be higher than a certain threshold. Does that sound about right, or am
Yes, it does. It does. Okay.
What particular psychic power are you expecting me to maybe want to consider activating?
You?
Oh, the other guy. The other guy. Okay.
It's the other guy. It's the witch up there who's doing it.
Which?
Another target for headshots.
Yes.
Okay. So what happens on the, I don't know which round, we're 5th, 6th round, something like 4th round, something like that. It doesn't really matter because Sister Francesca reaches the top of the shaft, and so this happens on her her count, her initiative count, and she's able to see what's going on in the cantina, and it's empty. There are bodies, of course, many dead people lying in the cantina, but there's a single living figure standing in the cantina, looking at Sister Francesca. The figure is cloaked and has a hood over its head, so it's difficult for Francesca to make out any details.
Right.
As she reaches the top and sticks her head up and looks around, the figure extends its hands. They're gloved, so and
well, I'm just going to make a question before you blast me with this thing.
yes,
Because if it is on my initiative that this is happening, he cannot use Overwatch on a psychic power. It has to be a weapon that has full auto capability.
that is true, but this is something slightly different.
Right.
But he does extend, or it extends its hands, and because Sister Francesca does reach, and she is able to act before he or she or it or whatever unleashes a psychic power, she can act.
All right. Well, down comes the. I kind of imagine that it's a matter of him extending his hands at exactly the same time as she swings down the heavy flamer from her back, and she's just that split second quicker in that she actually pulls the trigger.
Okay, cool.
Yep. It is here by
Warm
now.
and toasty.
Yep. Fortunately, I don't have to roll to hit.
Nope.
He just has to not get hit.
Yes, and that is, if I remember correctly, a dodge.
He has to roll his agility. It's
Yeah.
actually not even his dodge, as far as I recall. It's just his agility.
Let's
To see if he gets roasted, and if he doesn't, then
Let's see.
he does. He
dodges.
manages to. Yeah, he dodges. No problem.
The figure rolls to the side and gets up on one knee, and then the figure unleashes
Yes.
the unlimited
Biggest part
power. Nope. And flames. Well, he's basically doing what Sister Francesca just did.
Right.
Except he doesn't use a flamer.
Of course.
That means the two of them are engaged in a flame war.
In a firefight.
Oh, that is so funny. You guys are hilarious.
Clearly.
Thank you.
My goodness.
What was the blah blah blah? Number of dice equal to the. Oh, sorry. That's correct. And willpower bonus, blah blah blah. Threshold. And were there any 9s? There were no 9s among those. Okay.
No 9s. No crits. Nothing.
Okay.
There was 1.
So there is a 1. Yes.
Yeah, that doesn't do anything. That's
actually
not.
not.
The only thing that matters here is whether he rolls 9s, and whether he
Yes.
gets above the.
He does.
Yeah. I should hope so. Otherwise, that would be one earth-shattering psychic power.
Indeed. Let me see if I can just find the weapon.
There might be some overbleed. That's the
the
thing.
weapon, the psychic power. Why can't I find it?
I don't know.
I just had it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, since you're mentioning flames, it sounds like it's some kind of pyromaniac, or pyrotechnic power.
Yes, it is.
Pyrokinesis is not what it's called in this game.
I think it's
Pyromancy.
pyromancy, so it would be
Yes.
pyromantic.
Yes. Well, it's the thing is, it's not in the core book. I'm looking at a different book.
All right.
Okay. So 30, 10 plus 2. Oh my!
Oh dear God!
Sorry, subtract the third one, so the 10. So it's
Yep.
30.
I'm dead. Unless
You're-
I can dodge.
Well, let's see if you can dodge.
Let's see.
Yes.
You absolutely can. So it's not a matter of just taking a step down the shaft and
Yeah, it's a matter of her seeing that he does that. He brings up his hands and she just sees the flames coming rolling towards her.
Mhm.
You don't use flame weapons unless you know how to, get out of the way of it. So she reacts on instincts and simply rolls sideways, comes up on her legs or on her feet.
Let's circle each other.
Towards the door. Probably towards the door.
Okay, cool. So, babyface.
That was a
3
good time
is-
to roll very low. Because
Yes.
I would not have survived that.
It was, and it was a very good damage roll.
You actually both did identical moves. First flame, he rolls to the side. His flame, you roll to the other side. You can
Yep.
just circle each other indefinitely.
Yep.
Yep.
Um,
So, just this is.
But she does speak up. She does speak loudly when she sees him doing this, and she comes up on her feet where she is, and she just says in a loud, clear tone of voice, "Witch."
Okay. And so, even though the word isn't directed at the person, I imagine at least it's directed at the
No,
others.
it's directed at the others so that they know what it is they're coming up
Yeah.
to face.
There's a snicker coming from the shadows of the hood, and then it is Akalon's turn.
Yes. Somewhat put off by the fact that he's going to be going toe to toe with someone of his own particular set of skills, but he's obviously still. I imagine he caught some of the backwash of the flames if the
Yes.
hatch was open, so that might have
Yes.
given him some brief pause. But he's still climbing because the sooner he gets up there, the sooner he can reinforce Sister Francesca.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
So
So
I think
I think next round you'll be able to get up.
that's
if,
good.
If my math is correct.
Yeah.
Top of the round, Timo. What do you do? So you also see the flames wash over the hole in up where Sister Francesca reached the cantina.
Yes, and I imagine I can faintly hear her say witch.
Yes, you can.
In that case, Timo sighs and puts his rifle back on his back, draws a handgun, and starts climbing because, climbing with a rifle in your hand is not easy.
Cool.
Nope.
Cool. Babyface 2, blah, blah, blah. Francesca, your turn.
Well, yes, it is. Thinking, because obviously the heavy flamer is the best weapon she's got. Yeah, all right. No, you know what? She swaps it for. She doesn't move. She swaps it for the vulture.
Okay.
Uses one of her moves on that.
Yeah.
Fires off a burst with the others. So that's 2.
Well, is that not a full
2
action?
shots.
It's not a full action.
And I think it only is if you fire full auto.
Okay. Cool.
A burst isn't.
Sweet.
So, boom. I'm going to. That gives me a +10,
Yes.
and that means I hit with both shots. And I hit.
You roll really well today.
I really do, and I hit in 10. That's 01, so I hit him in the head twice. Head, body, I think it is.
Let's see some damage.
All right, and that is not particularly impressive. On the other hand, you know what? I'm going to re-roll that second one.
Okay.
I'm going to use a fate point on that. No,
Jesus.
no. Well, might as well try it. It's still
Yeah, absolutely.
penetration 4, and it's still a combined 15 points of damage. So
I mean, you and Tim have really mastered the double tap gun technique today.
Okay, so both shells hit, or both bolts hit the target, and the figure just both are in the both aren't in the head. One of them is in the head, and what is the other?
isn't it normally twice in the, and then the third one goes to the body?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The two first are always the same. So both hit in the head, and strangely enough, there's no indication of impact. But the figure standing or moving, the hooded figure still slumps to the ground to one knee, and you can see blood coming out from the shadow of the hood onto the floor, and finally the person does slump onto the ground, dead.
Right. I walk over there and I put an extra bolt through the back of his head.
Okay.
Be on the safe side.
Yes. Okay. Cool. And that's him, dead. Babyface 3. Acalon, what do you do?
Am I able to pull myself up out into
Yes. Yes.
any enemies in sight?
It's just Sister Francesca standing there putting a bolt in the back of someone's head.
Yeah. The I can kind of see the sight for my eyes. You know, the slight tendril of smoke coming out of the muscle of the bolter as he peeks up over the edge.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to
Suffer not the witch to live.
no. What do I have? What can I use? What can I do? I think I'd like to use Synescience to try and check if there's any other psychic presences in the area.
Okay.
That's
check.
a very smart move. Thank you.
Let's see, where is Synescience? What do I need to roll to get it? Come on. Reveal your secrets to me.
Reveal your secrets.
I had this problem last time. I can't seem to find Synescience in the minor psychic powers.
Oh, Synescience is a
It's
skill.
Oh, of course, it's a skill.
Yes.
Okay. So I just need to roll. I still use psychic roll rating to use it, right?
Nope. You
Oh,
just use
you roll your I think it's willpower that's connected to Synescience.
It's 1d10 plus my willpower bonus. Oh no!
It's a skill. Roll it as a skill.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't. It's been too long. I don't get the system very easily. Just roll willpower. Okay. There. No modifiers, I assume.
No modifiers.
There we
Okay,
go.
2.7 degrees of success.
Fantastic rolls today. It can't
Yes.
keep up like this.
Don't say that.
Sure, it can. Let's have it
Yeah,
keep up
either.
like this.
Don't think about it one way or the other. Just let it happen. Just don't think about it. Otherwise, it'll stop happening.
Okay. So you reach into the you try to see if there are any other psychic presences other than your own, of course, and There is there is who's holding the triangle? Who's carrying it?
I have it in an ammo bag.
Yeah. Okay. That's true. So Sister Francesca registers in your mind as a psychic presence. But other than that, nope, nothing.
Well, considering that it's just making whatever the artifact is, Acklon can deduce that it's probably the artifact that's causing her to register as a psychic presence. I'm going to take I'm going to take what I can sense, so Acklon's going to take what he can sense with a healthy degree of caution, considering that if it can make Francesca look like a psyker, it might have the power to make psykers look like
Sisters.
blunts, basically.
Okay.
Damn, I hadn't considered that. That's really good thinking, actually.
So and then Acklon will take the time to say to Francesca, be warned. The artifact you carry makes you register to me as a psyker. If that's the case, it might be possible that it can mask the presence of other psykers around us.
That is disturbing, but thank you for letting me know.
Okay. So at this point, I think we're out of combat. Basically, the other baby faces have fled the scene.
Mm-hmm.
So Tim gets up eventually.
Yeah. As does Medea, but
She's comatose with dealing with her corrupt thoughts and must be left alone.
Probably feeling all manner of ick.
Yep.
All right. Francesca prods the guy she just put a bolt through the back of the head off and turns him over with her boots.
Yes.
And then she reaches down and removes the mask because she wants, first and foremost, she wants it as evidence. She wants to bring it.
Okay.
She also wants to take a look at the man's face. She kind of expects a mutant underneath it.
She sees this one.
Curious.
Very. Seeing as she's supposed to be dead up there, maybe it's a good idea if we check some of the other baby faces.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't think you'll get much out of checking the one who looked down.
We might still be able to get it. I mean, you made a hole through his forehead about the size of a throne gilt. You should still be able to make out some features.
Yes.
There are still other corpses around that may have had maybe.
Yeah, there are still the others. So yeah, I check. I think we should check all of them.
I'll keep a
So
watchful eye while you do that.
okay. So
yes, please.
So basically, you check some of the others, and they're regular human or regular civilians.
Yes.
Most of them with noble features.
Yes.
It's clear that they've lived lives in amongst the high spires. But other than that, they don't have the same faces as the one you just killed.
This is very serious. This is extremely serious. There's only first and foremost, Francesca goes around and does a comprehensive Auspex scan of every one of them.
Okay.
She wants full scans of all of them because, we're going to have to prove who these people are when we get out of here. So the more details I can get on their identities, the better.
Mm-hmm.
And when that is done, she looks at the others and says, this is going to be extremely bloody.
And that's when I need an awareness test from Tim.
You shall have it.
Thank you.
Just as soon as my mouse works. Oh, I should have asked, is it sight-based?
It is not sight-based, it's hearing-based.
Okay.
I want to re-roll that.
Okay.
I should not have done that.
It's a failure regardless. So
Okay. Okay. So this actually means that what happens is Sister Francesca is going about the room, scanning with her auspex, and Tim is keeping watch. What is Akalon doing?
Good question. I think Akalon will be. Actually, it's good. So when you say Tim's keeping watch, just around the room, or
I think he's in the room. Yes, I could be mistaken.
Oh, well, he just said he'd keep watch while Francesca checked out the baby faces, just in case we were being ambushed, which apparently he failed at.
So he's still in the cantina.
sure. I think Akalon will
probably
have,
looking out the door. Yeah, sorry, Chris.
Akalon will be sort of covering the room from the bar, just obviously keeping an eye on partly to keep an eye on Medea, who's obviously looking a bit fragile of all things, and he's obviously still feeling a bit fragile from the shrapnel.
Okay. So since Tim now provided me with a vital detail that he's looking out the door, Tim, you see coming around the corner of one of the buildings a bit further down the street is a massive truck, and it's making a sharp turn, and you can clearly see sitting in the what's it called?
driver's cabin.
Yes, driver's cabin are two people wearing babyface masks, and it's headed straight toward the cantina.
Truck incoming! And then he will probably get out of the way.
Yes,
Yes.
So, what do you guys do about this?
I grab Alvena and I move, but we do need to bring her back. So I grab her and she points towards the hole that we just came up.
Mhm.
Let's get down there. I don't imagine that. Oh well, Heine, I need confirmation on this.
Mhm.
Do we have time to get out of the building and away before or is it basically right on top of us?
It's not right on top of you, but I'll need
Okay.
it. Basically, regardless of your action, I'm going to need dexterity tests from you, or athletics tests, as it is. But it's not right on top of you. You can leave the cantina if
All right.
if you wish to make a.
Well, Francesca is getting everyone else out first, and then as I said, she grabs Alvena and moves.
Okay. And you want to get out of the cantina.
Yeah. Then
Okay.
if there's time to do that, then we get out of the cantina
Yes.
because otherwise we might risk being caught under the debris. But
Yes, and so I'm going to have to get some tests from you. Basically, it's basically a dodge to see if you
All right.
manage to get out of the way before the truck slams into the cantina.
Oh, I don't mind that. My dodge is good.
mine isn't.
If you just plant yourself in the middle of the road and stand there, I think the truck will be the one that's sent flipping over.
I was about to say there is actually the option that I could remain in the building and shoot at them, but I think that's basically suicidal.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get out of the way.
Yes.
Any modifiers to the dodge roll?
Cool.
Because and that's because you
Wow.
do have some time to do this.
That's close.
Yeah, I'm rolling 1 over.
That's left close.
Yeah, I want to reroll that. I don't want to be run over by a truck.
I kind of have to, I think.
Yes.
What about Medea? Is she just automatically?
Let's just say she's the first one out, and then
Yes.
Fair enough.
I have a 50-50 chance. Come on.
Oh my god.
Okay, so so you start getting everyone out of the cantina, and and you make a mad dash, trying to avoid being hit by this truck, and as it approaches the cantina, it
Veers.
It veers. Basically, it has to actually be able to hit the cantina. Apparently, this is a suicide mission by these baby faces, because there's no way they're getting out of this. So, as far as I can tell, Tim and Sister Francesca are both hit by this truck as they try to get out of the way, and okay. God damn it. Retract or subtract the 5. It's only 2d10. I'm a schmuck. 2d10, so that's 18 points of damage.
And how does receiving damage work? That's something about your toughness, right?
Yeah, you subtract your toughness from it.
Yes.
The modifier, I assume.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that for me would be 15 points of damage. Let's see if I can find. And I have a total of 15 wounds. How does that work?
So you're now
so
at 0 wounds, which means if you continue to take take damage, we're going to have to roll on some critical tables. And I think you're roughly -10, -9, -10.
From -5, you have a very good chance of either being permanently maimed or killed.
Yes.
Fair enough.
But you're not dead yet. And
No.
You're not even dying
That
yet.
is nice to know.
Yes.
No. And,
Am I knocked unconscious?
No, at 0 you're not. You're not knocked unconscious unless you get a crit that basically says you lose.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's see. I take. I'm obviously armored, and on something like this, I believe that you count it as being in the body.
Yes. It's
So that means I subtract 11 from that. I means I'm still standing at 4 wounds.
okay. Cool. So here's the thing, though. This truck slams into the cantina, and there's a massive explosion
Right?
as something detonates.
Eve.
Yes, indeed. So I'm not going to give you further damage for this. What's it called? The explosion.
Well, we're knocked to the ground, so it
You're
goes
knocked to
over
the
our
ground
heads.
and- yep, exactly. And that's basically what keeps you alive. Is so, in a way, the truck both gave you some serious damage, but it also saved you.
Probably saved our lives.
Yes.
Well,
And of course, the cantina
it ceases
collapses
to-
and
Yeah, of
crumbles, and
course.
it's now nothing but a ruin.
Yes.
Well, so there you are.
Yep. And I still have I brought the corpse with me after all, so
Yes.
I still have Alvena with me, and I have, and we have all the scans of
Yes.
from on my Auspex.
Alvena is missing both her legs, but
Yeah,
it's
that's
not like she'll need them.
No, exactly. It's not like she'll need them. And I look at the others, pick myself off the ground, looking at Tim, saying, "You definitely need a Medici, and we need it right now. So, I suggest we find our way back to the Tricorn immediately."
Oh,
In fact, it's not a suggestion; that's an order.
Tim.
Yeah, I think you forgot to stand in the way this time, Akalon.
If you let me, will you let me try and heal you?
I think Tim looks to Sister Francesca because he doesn't really know anything about this kind of thing.
I might be able to knit some of your wounds, but you need to be willing to let me do it, or it won't work.
Yeah, he continues to look at the holy person.
Francesca looks at Achelon, and then she looks at Tim, and she says, "As far as I can tell, you're still standing. Let's move."
Reckon that.
Okay.
All right.
So you head back toward the tricorn, and you do eventually reach it with no further incident. You do notice that the area around the Screaming Wheel Cantina is it's as if there are no people at all in the streets or in the buildings, or
place is just abandoned by now.
Yeah, it's empty. But eventually you do reach the cantina. Not the cantina, the tricorn.
The tricorn. Yeah.
Yes.
No, we've been running in circles.
The first thing I do when we get back there is look at Tim and say, "Please go and see the Medici right away. I will be over there as soon as I can." Same goes for anybody else who has been wounded, injured in any way. She says and looks at the other two.
Understood. Tim hobbles towards the Medici.
Yeah.
Achelon will give him a hand because he needs some healing as well.
Okay, and Achelon has been to the Medici station before.
Yes.
I think on the way, I can't come up with one right now, but on the way, Tim makes another joke about Achelon lending him a shoulder.
Okay.
And Achelon will just respond and say, "Not now."
I don't really blame him.
Come on, man, I need something to distract me from my hurting spleen.
Your unshakable faith in the righteousness of the God Emperor, maybe?
Oh, well, I think Tim shuts up then.
Brilliant. That is legit fun.
Cool. Okay, so you two eventually do reach the Medici, and they take care of you. It's going to take a while, and
Fine.
and well, it's I'm not going to roll for it because it's an entire section of the tricorn filled with nothing but trained medical personnel. So
one brand spanking
he's not there anymore.
Yeah, one brand spanking new Turbo Skull, exactly.
Yep. Yeah. So eventually you will get some wounds back. In fact, why don't we see how many wounds you get back? Because it might be relevant if you mean to go out into the hive immediately.
Depends on how hardline our Inquisitor is about what she wants us doing.
Yes. Let's see. Okay, so that's weekly, so may not be an option. So you should all, or both of you, at least Tim is heavily wounded.
Oh God,
Yes.
yes.
Yes. So you get. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. You're both. Achelon is severely wounded as well, if I recall. So.
Francesca, she just didn't go there yet. The only one who got out of there with a reasonably intact body was Medea.
Yep.
On the
that's
other
true.
hand, her soul has been run over by a freight train.
Yep.
Freight train of Chaos Undivided.
So just how
So we
much?
have both freight trains and trucks running people over.
Yep. How many wounds did Achelon lose?
I have a total of of a total of 15. He has 10 currently, so he lost 5.
Okay, so he's lightly wounded.
He is likely. Yes.
Okay. Good.
He'll definitely insist that the Medicae teams focus on Tim because he's in worse shape.
He's
Well,
got he's got bits hanging out that aren't supposed to be hanging out.
Yes. No, the Medicae Center has more than enough Medicae to help both of you easily. So you're both taken care of. Let's see for Akalon. No, there's no test. He gets 5 back.
Thank you.
Tim, however, is another matter entirely. He's going to stay in the Medicae Center for quite a while. At least a week, if not 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are pretty badly shot up, so...
Yes.
I'm
So-
sure it didn't help walking back.
Nope. Well, no, it probably didn't. But So basically, what happens is, you at the end of the first week, I make a test, or rather, I don't, because they will succeed. And you get double the normal damage back, which is in this case is 2, because you're critically wounded. And so you can see it's going to take a while. Once you get up to lightly wounded, it'll go faster, but it's going to take a while for you to heal all those wounds, or those critical wounds you have. So that's Akalon and Tim. What does Sister Francesca do?
Well, she puts the corpse literally over her shoulder and carries it towards the prison or the cell blocks, where she really would like some answers to why this exceptionally dangerous prisoner, whom we went off and found on this dangerous prison planet, is now running a gang in the Middle Hive, killing people.
So,
Life Guild says she's there.
Yes, that's the thing. There's a good chance that she's still there, but if she is, then we have a completely different problem.
So she reaches the holding area for. She knows where Alvena is held, and sitting there, working on a cogitator is one of the tech priests.
Yes.
And because he manages the entire facility, the technical aspects of it at least, such as opening gates and so forth. And he looks up. Yes. His face is 100% mechanical. There's not a single.
All masks of all what's it called, the hoses and whirring gadgets and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. Classic.
Yep. And his eyes whir a bit as they focus on Sister Francesca.
Yeah. Well, she looks at him, and while she finds the whole idea of venerating the machine god kind of distasteful in the extreme, she's also perfectly aware that the Adeptus Mechanicus are in fact accepted, and there's not much she can do about it. So, without further ado, she takes out her her auspex, and places it in front of the tech priest, and says, "These are scans of heretics who opened fire on heretics from a gang in the Middle Hive. They opened fire on us. They all, except for the one over my shoulder, looked like they were from upper-class families. If that is the case, there might be medical records on them somewhere in the system that matches these readings. If that is possible, or if it is possible, I should like to know who these people were. Other than that, she says, and lifts with, the one hand lifts up in what is left of Alvena, and says, this dangerous heretic was recently brought to the Tricorn by yours truly and the rest of my team of acolytes from an off-world prison facility, and she's supposed to be here. Except she was down there leading the gang. So can I please have a confirmation that Alvena Iriax is still in her cell, and if not, who let her out?
So the tech priest answers in a cold, mechanical voice. He looks at the Auspex, because of everything you've said so far, the Auspex is by far the most interesting to him.
Of course.
And he looks back up at Sister Francesca and asks, "Is it broken?"
Yes, this one is permanently broken. The problem is that it should not be where it was. It should be in one of these cells. If it is in fact not in one of these cells, I wish to know who let it out.
You confuse me.
Yes.
Did you find an Auspex somewhere where it wasn't supposed to be?
Oh, you're talking about the Auspex. I thought you meant the person over my shoulder. No, the Auspex I brought with me. I do not have access to all medical files on every noble family or upper class family in Hive Sibelius. That's where we are, isn't it? It's Hive Sibelius? Out of character?
Yes.
I thought it was. In Hive Sibelius, and consequently, I should like them cross-referenced by somebody who knows what they're doing with cogitators. I don't.
I do.
Yes.
But I do not have access to the systems you seek.
Do you happen to know where I might find such information? Then I shall seek it there.
Seek out the Medici.
Shall do so then. Thank you very much. Can I at least, can I get you to confirm if Alvena Iriax is still in her cell? And if not, then who let her out? If she is still in her cell, I should like some kind of visual confirmation on it, because then we have a problem.
His mechanical eyes focus on the cogitator, and he starts typing on the runes. He looks up and says, "How do you spell Iriax?"
She spells it out. Iriax.
Thank you. He types it in, and he says, "Alvena Iriax remains in holding cell Alpha Bravo 10.
Interesting. Is it possible to see the security footage of her at this time?
He presses some runes and indicates for you to come over to stand beside him.
Yep, she goes over and takes a look.
Sister Francesca sees Alvena Iriax sitting on the floor in her cell. And it is her, or she looks at the tech priest and says, "Is there a communicator in there so that I can speak to her?" He presses a rune.
Alvena Iriax.
You see on the screen she lifts her head.
She lifts her head. I need you to either nod or shake your head. Do you have any close family?
She shakes her head.
Then Sister Francesca indicates that he can, that the tech priest can terminate the connection. It's not that she necessarily believes Alvena in this case. That's not really the issue. As far as she's concerned right now, the issue is that she needed to see that she reacted, so that it wasn't simply a recording. Because, not falling for that hoodwink. And don't say you wouldn't do so.
Oh, I absolutely would.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, she thanks the tech priest and for his assistance. She takes the corpse and the auspex, and she goes to find Mr. Torture Medici because he seemed extraordinarily willing to help.
Yes, and
But we'll handle that later. I think
Yes,
it's the other people's turn.
yes, and we're actually a bit past the first hour, so we'll take a wee break, and then we'll be
Sure.
right back.